Today we're going to talk about
Wow, so loud. What are we talking about? So excited. Yeah.
the price of success.
Ka-ching! You're listening to
Jom Sembang, Malaysia.
Juju. This is a topic that I never expect from you. Come.
Oh, no.
What are
I've
we talking
actually
about?
been thinking quite a lot about this because I think I'm at the age, we did talk about that midlife assessment and we did ask what is success to you, right? People say that you need to be focused and single-minded to achieve success lah. Okay, success in whatever field it is. But I think there's also a big price to it. Not a bit, a lot of cost to achieving that kind of success where everybody knows your name, that kind of success, right?
I think it's very important that we begin with the definition of success.
Okay.
Of course, back then, the typical definition is you have money, people know you, you are famous, that kind of stuff, right? But over the years, you can see that the definition of success have also changed.
Kinda.
So instead of just money and fame,
Yeah.
some people are choosing happiness, peace, and doing what they like.
Okay.
But I think today's discussion, like when you talk about the price of success, and I'm thinking because
Yeah.
my definition of success is what I said just now. Doing what I like, I'm not rich, I'm not known, and I'm fine. I'm in peace.
Yeah.
Okay. But even that kind of simple life, when I talk to my corporate friends, they're like, that kind of success got price to pay, man.
Actually, come to think of it, also got.
Yeah. So actually today when you mentioned the topic just now, the first thing I thought about, like, I don't know what other prices people pay to be successful CEO or the 1 million follower on social media.
Okay.
But my normal, simple, peaceful life also had a lot of sacrifice that I have to do to achieve this.
Okay, that's actually a very interesting thought because I don't think most people, like you said think that having a happy, peaceful life or a great family, they don't think there's a cost to it. They think it's just...
you're lucky, your
lucky.
family is good like that, right?
So continue.
Right. So for me, right, for example, right, when I first quit my job and then I freelance and I enjoyed what I'm doing, I was very happy. I was earning a little bit more. But my corporate friends will always tell me they earn so much more than me. They have everything that I want.
Yeah.
Or would want.
Okay.
Like buy the car, buy the apartment, go for holidays, which I don't.
Okay.
Because as much as I do earn, but I don't earn enough to lavish on all this, right? So I always thought that, hey, I'm not very successful in their eyes. But they told me once or twice before that, hey, but you have the freedom to just do whatever you want to do. You look more happy than us. We fight politics every day. You don't. So their price, because they want the comfortable life, their price is, I just face the office politics every day. Emotional, better every day. So that is their price for their success.
Yeah.
So they look at me and say, your success very easy, no sacrifice. Then I say, God lor, instead of buy car and go holiday, I just happy here lah. The things that you have are actually what I sacrifice. To achieve that peace. That means I choose to, let's say maybe I do a project that is less stressful so that I enjoy it and earn enough to pay myself. That is my definition of success. But because of that, I will not be able to enjoy certain luxury that I think I want to enjoy.
True.
If that makes any sense.
So there's the there's the sacrifice of luxury and that, sometimes it's like people have so much money, right? They don't even have to think about what they are spending.
Correct.
It's like just splurge lah. It's
Correct.
like,
So it's very prominent when you meet up with your friends and they can order a 50 ringgit meal and I am ordering a 20 ringgit meal lah.
Yeah. Or you're ordering a 35 and you're still going like, okay lah, today I treat myself.
Yeah.
That kind of feeling, right?
Correct.
Okay, but just now we also talked about families.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you think about a successful family where... Okay, I recently went to a friend's wake.
Okay.
Right? He was 56 years old when he passed away. And I knew him about 20 years ago.
Okay.
Right? So that would be when he was in his
Prime time lah.
early 30s.
Yeah.
Early 30s. No kids yet that time. Quite in love with his wife. Just the two of them, very, very close. So fast forward about 25 years later, I was there at the wake and then the eulogies. I tell you, I've never been to a wake where all the eulogies came from the young people.
That itself is a success.
So his kids went up to speak.
Okay.
And they were talking about what a great dad he was to them and how he would cook meals for the entire family and like, wow, they really love him very much. I mean, we all love our dads very much, but the way they talk, right, it's
like an active relationship that they had.
Very, very tight, very active, very involved, you know. Then they sat down. Then guess what? The nephews and nieces, his siblings' kids came up and said almost the same thing. His wife's siblings' kids also came and said the same thing. And I'm
wait. Can give an example of what is this same thing? So
so same thing. For example, there was this teenager he came and said, you know, uncle, there was a Chinese name they call, you know, the uncle number 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
He gave me all my growing up experiences. Like my outings to the zoo, my first picnic, my first whatever, going here, going there. It was always this uncle that brought us. He said, when my parents were too busy working and couldn't bring me, I mean, no, she didn't sound like she was, you know, disappointed with her parents or anything, but yeah, my parents had
just
to
matter
work.
of fact like that.
Yeah, but this uncle took the time to bring us along with his own kids and he would cook and everything. And I was thinking, wow, I never knew this aspect of this guy because that time he was not a father yet.
Yeah.
And then of course then another one's like, wow, you can see his relationship with his wife, so tight, so loving. So I'm saying, remember just now I said when I knew them, they were already, and then he kept that up for the next 25 years. That's a success, right? But there would have been some cost to it because he might have not put in as much time at work, for example, to climb the corporate ladder. Because if you do, where you got all this time to do this? I mean,
correct.
Or you do your own business. Yes, I can spend time with my family, but you only have 24 hours a day. Right?
Correct.
There's no way I could bring the kids to here and there and everywhere and cook for everybody and still clock the time in the office. I could be efficient in my time, yes, no doubt about that. But there is going to be a payoff somewhere. And this one you can see what his family I mean, nobody talked about he was such a successful... Actually, I still don't know what he did for his living you know. But everybody was happy. Everybody had enough. And they were able to go on holidays. So he would have been okay because they did quite a lot of overseas holidays and stuff. The whole entire big family.
So I think what's interesting here is every person can choose their definition of success.
Yeah.
And every definition comes with a sacrifice that people will say, but you choose it lah. You know, it could, for some it might be a big sacrifice. For some it could be a small sacrifice. But it's still a sacrifice because we only have 24 hours a day.
Correct.
And our energy level is at 100%. And you divide, it's still 100%.
No, but sometimes it can be like your phone battery, it can deplete after a while. So it's no longer full capacity.
Yeah,
100%.
so even at 100%, it has to be divided between work, family, finance and everything. It could never have more than 100% to divide, is what I'm saying. The pie is always round. Yeah. It doesn't have two pie.
Yeah.
And yet, sometimes we always look at other people and think that, hey, they are successful, we are not. Especially with social media now, we always look at other people. Got someone sing so many concerts, so successful.
Correct.
Or like when I look at other social media, people are writing 101 books during the pandemic, you know. And I was just busy firefighting during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I feel like, how come the definition of success really, what kind of sacrifice we do lah.
Okay, so coming back from the break, I want to follow through with something I learned from Celine Dion. Today's episode was recorded at Studio 2105. Now, if you're looking to record a podcast like us, or if you're recording a demo, a song, an album, look up 2105 Productions or contact JD. They are on Twitter. They are on Facebook. They are on Instagram.
Wow, Celine Dion, you learn from songs
No, so Celine Dion, right? You know, she had this documentary about her life.
Okay.
I think it was called I Am Celine or something like that. Okay. I Am Celine Dion, yeah.
Okay.
And she said this thing, right, in the documentary. She said, even though I've traveled the world, I didn't really see anything. And when I heard that, right, I'm like, oh my gosh.
When I heard that, right, the first thing I imagine her, she will do this, okay? Come KL, sing, and then go to Thailand, sing, and then go Manila, sing, and then actually land there, see nothing, sing, and come back.
But not because she doesn't want to see, but because of the height of her fame, she cannot.
Yeah, she cannot like walk down the streets and enjoy Jalan Alo.
Yeah. In the way it's meant to be enjoyed. Imagine you're walking down. Imagine if Michael Jackson was walking down.
And then you have like 10 security guard and then you totally cannot enjoy the local vibe.
Yeah, and then everybody's gonna be kerumuning you. How to say? Everybody's gonna be fangirling you. And you just can't. And I don't know, when I heard that, I was so sad in a way for her because you have everything, you have... Of course, she has her health issues as well. That's a huge thing. But in her healthier days, she could have seen a lot of things. But because of the extent of her fame, she couldn't lah. And then suddenly I'm thinking, I quite lucky. I mean, okay. So
but actually, okay, you quite lucky is correct. But I also think that Malaysian fans have a respect level that I think is quite admirable.
That's
Why
true.
I'm saying this is because the last few weeks or months, we have Hong Kong artists coming in to do filming in KL. And they have been spotted everywhere in KL, but they didn't look like they didn't have a chance to explore like Celine lah. Because they're posting like, hey, I went to SS2 for durian.
But they also know Celine lah. Okay, but never mind.
But true. In their hometown, they are like the Celine in their country,
Okay.
And then,
or at least in that language group,
correct.
right?
And then this bunch of people who came that eat durian or whatever that they shoot, right? They're actually OG in the acting in TVB Hong Kong show. Like even you ask me, I know them because I watched them growing up.
Okay.
So we all have this so-called like fan or admirer. Like, hey, I know who this person is, right?
Yeah.
But in Malaysia, we actually have the respect enough to let them walk around.
Right.
And the most we just smile and take photo. We don't like stop them at the track and then hound them and then they cannot move and then they need to end up security guard. So I think in Malaysia, if you are super famous, you still have that little bit of freedom lah.
True.
In a way lah.
So actually, I suppose, right, it's also how, let's say you're at that level lah. There's that one thing lah, you scared of being paparazzi. Second thing is, like you said, it could be the schedule, right? Because if you're on a tour, then you're literally one city to the next. And if your concert is tonight, that means the 2 days before that
is gone.
Right? You can't actually get out because there's just no time to do it, right? So again lah, whether you want to sacrifice and if I want to see the world, then I need to schedule in even more extra time in each place.
Or I just ride the wave and continue my tour.
Yeah, is your management actually even going to allow you to do that? Is the other question. But I think for me, I was thinking, because like just now you were talking about how we tend to compare ourselves, right, to the super big stars in your own industry.
Yeah.
And then you feel like, of course, in comparison to those giants, you're like, failure lah.
It's like a trademark lah, or like a standard lah. They go like, how come
I know world tour?
Something like that lah.
So, yeah, I mean, you think about it, can. If you want to do world tour, can one. And anything is possible, But then I ask myself, am I happier? Well, I can't say because I haven't done that lifestyle. So I can't.
So it could be, are you happier to have a world tour or not? The world tour where you cannot see anything, but you let everywhere in the world and everybody come looking at you, listening to you, or just I'm happy to just sing in this 1 or 2 locations, but I can enjoy the location, community and everything else.
Yeah. So if I go on a world tour.
So just now, like I say, right, world tour, right, you can be happy, or you can also do 2 locations.
Yeah.
And then you have enough fans there, but you also have enough freedom to travel around. So some people, right, they define success as world tour. I don't need to see anything when I got the fame and the money can already.
Yeah.
And then some people define their success as I get to know the local community better. I learn something new and I also bless people with my talent of music.
Yeah, or if maybe I don't have that world tour, but I have a deeper impact in communities where I actually spend time with people and I get to impart a little bit of what I know and stuff like that lah. So I suppose it also depends, like, again, like what you said, like comes back to your
own
your definition and
of
what
success.
Yeah, what do you figure is more important to you lah? And really, again, right, not worrying about what the world thinks lah.
I think that is quite a challenge because I've been freelancing for many years, like 18 years already
Yeah.
close to, right? So what I really feel is most of the time, I'm content with where I am. In terms of like, I have the freedom to create, to produce.
Yeah.
I have enough money to feed myself.
Yeah.
I'm not starving. And I can spend time with family and friends. So that to me is sufficient. But at times when I go out with my friends and I cannot do certain things that they do, but I kind of want to join them because friends and I can't, that's when I feel a bit like a failure.
Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes they also don't help with this feeling and they won't go like, I say I don't know how I expect them to help, but they won't be able to help me to feel this failure lah.
So
pinch of failure lah.
Yours is in terms of spending power lah. When you are with them lah.
Yeah, so it could be spending power, or it could be, for example, right? We always say that your entertainment, creative art, you can also define success by fame, followers.
Yeah.
Actually, in the corporate world, there is also that kind of same value, which is like how hireable or how in demand you are.
Yeah.
That is actually their same value as our followers, okay? So it's not like something that I can say, wow, Gina, you got fans. Then I also can look at it and say, wow, you are high demand. The headhunters always look for you.
Yeah.
So every industry that you choose or every success, there is similar factors. But sometimes we choose to see the most obvious one. Followers in the artist, follow the people in the artist is like, wow, I can count how many people.
Correct.
Because in headhunter,
the visible ones.
Yeah, the visible one right on your face, right? Compared to corporate one, like who's got to bother how many headhunters find you?
Or who's going to know unless you brag about it.
Correct. So it's a very different ball game altogether.
Yeah.
So like I will find my friends, we have our different definition of success. Yeah. But at times when we sit down and chat, we do realize that we also kind of envy each other's sacrifices and success.
Yeah. So I think also for me, when I start to think about these things, right? For yours, like you said something about the spending power or whatever, right? For me, it's always, what do people think about me? I don't know why, but that is...
I think that's a common notion.
Okay, but more than, like, I don't feel so much about the spending thing. Sometimes like, okay, spend but but again, it's different. People's bank accounts or how they look at money is different, right? But for me, it's like, do people think I'm a failure?
So I have that question. That is always also appearing in my life lah. But it's not so much of me asking, but it's so much of how people treat you.
Okay.
So for example, you have a bunch of friends who want to go holiday. Don't need call Gina, she can afford it.
Oh. Okay.
So then immediately it makes you feel unsuccessful. Okay, I would have preferred it that you offer the invitation. Whether I come or don't come is another business. Then at least it shows that you acknowledge that I'm not a failure. So there are certain things, small things like that once a while pop up in life that makes you wonder if you're a failure. For example, how come this person asking me, is there a person who can do A, B, C, D? And you're like, I'm the person. How come you never ask me? Then you ask me for a reference of someone who's like me. Like, hello. So those are the mini moments that I will start saying, am I such a failure that they don't even know I do ABC? Then they ask me to recommend someone do ABC. Those are little moments in life that pop up for me. And I think that it sometimes affect my, that day's mood or that day's meter of success.
You got meter, everybody got meter.
Today
right?
I don't feel very successful.
I think it also comes in monthly cycles for women. I don't know about guys, but sometimes it comes in cycles. One for me, got season one.
Yeah.
But I think the most important thing is, again, don't be too uptight or hungover by what you think other people are thinking. Because sometimes in our view of our world, we are kind of at the center of our world, right?
Correct.
What makes me think that other people are actually even thinking about
me
or my success or whatever, right? I mean, it's like they got their own worries to think about. So really, no need to worry about it lah.
So for me, if I have one advice to give, I will say that try to hang out with friends that is sharing the similar definition of success with you. So for example, right, I find that if I spend too much time with my banker friend, I totally feel like a failure one. Because bankers, right, they earn, right, they got 6 months bonus lah, then they go overseas holiday lah, then it's like the whole package that I used to have, that I have intentionally sacrificed so that I will have this not stressful life.
Okay.
Right? So I feel that I must surround myself majority with people who are similar definitions. So maybe people who have also kind of didn't choose career over everything else. They might have choose family. They might have choose their passion. Or they might have choose like let's do a 9 to 5 job so that I have mental space for other things. I want to spend more time with these type of people so that I don't feel like I'm constantly telling myself I'm a failure. With them, chances of me auto telling myself I'm failure is lesser because we are all on the same. We all understand the kind of sacrifice we made financially for the kind of success that we want.
Okay. Mine's slightly different. Similar but different. So I think the bottom line for me and the people that I want to spend time with or I want to surround myself with are those who have similar values. Yeah, like you said, yours was a definition of success. For me, it's values in the sense I have spent time with people who are, I shouldn't use the word terribly, but very, very successful financially, for example. Have like food chain that is like beratus-ratus punya food chain outlets kan. Or one is like investment banker. Like, you know that probably in the circle, most of them would put money first or business first. But with these two particular, I actually can see their faces and I can remember those times that I've spent and had a meal with them.
Okay.
Where it's been a very uplifting, encouraging interaction, right? Where I can actually learn from them and their expertise and their own worldview, which, not say their worldview lah, but their view of
their concept
how to earn money even, right? Yeah, the principles,
yeah.
because it's very different from mine.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they built me up as well. Like, they appreciate what I do. And it doesn't make me feel like just because I don't know how to make money like them, that I'm any less or... Do you know what I mean? Like, they appreciate you for, wow, I know how to make money, right? But you know how to make music.
Yeah. So it's good to have that kind of people who actually knows how to appreciate you
for who you
your
are
success.
And what you believe in.
Correct.
And they don't judge you for it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you do the same for them. Then
Correct.
you won't feel like a failure because there's a mutual respect.
Yeah.
It's only when there's no mutual respect that
I think that's very important.
Yeah.
People with mutual respect, doesn't matter actually what they do or how they earn or not earn their bucks, right? But mutual respect lah.
Yeah. So I think if you ask what's the price of success, the first thing a person should ask themselves is, what is your definition of success? And when you make decisions towards this success, when you have to sacrifice stuff, you understand why you do it.
Yes. Jom Sembang Malaysia is hosted by two Malaysians who are passionate about Malaysian stuff.
Stay tuned every week for a brand new Sembang session with Cerita Suito and Gina Yap Layung.
Today's episode is recorded at Studio 2105.
Remember to click like and subscribe for the brand new episode next week.